Welcome to the DSQ podcast with Blake Lawson and Dakota Reynolds.
Happy Father's Day to those who celebrate, and to bring you some Father's Day fun, I bring you some trivia that I learned this week about fathers, or specifically one father. Let me introduce you to the band Toto. So, the band Toto is headlined by lead singer Joseph Williams. Coda, do you know who Joseph Williams' father is?
No, but there's a racing team named Williams. You're wearing their kit.
I'm wearing their kit. Unfortunately, it's not Frank Williams.
No.
The father of lead singer of Toto, Joseph Williams, is lead composer for Star Wars, John Williams.
Oh.
I learned that off of Reddit this week, and I thought that was a fun little fact I wanted to share. Anyways, welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix, everybody. What a thing. What a thing this race was.
Sorry, I'm still over here like, oh, so Toto's Nepo babies. Got it.
Yes, Toto is, in fact, a Nepo baby.
Also, I'm wondering if it was enough with me forgetting to open my can of water before, if it was subtle enough or it picked up on the mic.
Who cares? Audio fucking
Texture.
quality. We
Just
love
like
it.
Good morning, Gus. It's audio texture. Grand Prix du Canada.
That is not the Canadian version.
It is Montreal, but it's of Montreal even. It's music. It's a band. Anyway. Yes, we'll get to it.
This is going to be a somewhat scuffed podcast.
You know why you're here. We know why we're here. We'll get to it. It happened.
Listen, you can see the cannon looming at the top of the steps.
It's
like
loaded.
Our
It's
founding
primed.
fathers intended.
We just got to get through the.
We got to get rid
prime
of the
porter.
bullshit first.
Yep. Oh, Canada. It's an island. Well, not Canada itself.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. But the circuit, it's on an island. There's hedgehogs or whatever,
Groundhogs.
marmites, groundhogs.
There's Hedgehog. Sonic.
Why are we filling time? We don't want to go over an hour.
Yeah, no.
If you see this podcast and it's an hour and 3 minutes, it'll be the last podcast we ever do. Just so you know. Anyway, we'll get to that. There's the other smaller Chekhov's gun. Oh, man. Yep. We knew some stuff going into this. Could happen. As I grab my stuff from over here, because I didn't think of the angle of reading. Anyway. Rustling?
Wrestling.
It keeps coming up. Let's just get into it. Starting with the stuff. I'm just going to breeze through this part real fast because it's really not that consequential. Haas celebrating 200 races had a 200 race livery. Did you notice? Probably not.
I sure fucking didn't.
Because it was basically just kind of their old one from back when they first started. It was okay. You probably didn't even notice it if you didn't know to look for it. So the review is mid because you didn't even notice.
On an A to F grid, you got a C.
Yep.
It's passing, but because we didn't notice anything
We're disappointed and you want to
good or bad about it.
Oh, man. Anyway. You could have done something cool, Haas, but again, we're going back to our roots.
Okay. Bring back Gunther.
Yeah.
Don't bring back Gunther. Do not bring back Gunther under any circumstances.
Yeah.
Do not fucking do
He might
that.
have been the problem.
Let's be real. He probably was the problem.
Okay, let's go on a tangent early here before you get into track upgrades and all the other great stuff. So I was watching Mr. V's Garage. Friend of the channel. By that I mean it's parasocial. He knows nothing about us. But I watched his point system video. And in one of them where it's like, you get points for leading laps. Nikita Mazepin has not led a single Formula One lap. He is the only driver to have not led a single Formula One lap.
Like ever?
Like ever.
fucking Pastor
At
Maldonado.
least in the modern era, I guess.
Okay,
I was gonna say in his 2021 season, but I'm pretty sure he didn't in previous seasons.
I was gonna say fucking
I don't know
Maldonado.
about, yeah.
Fucking let
there's
a lap.
one race. Logan Sargent probably hasn't either.
Yeah.
There was I probably butchered that stat real bad, and now it's just wrong entirely. It was something where like, oh, of course Nikita Mazepin didn't do this thing when every other driver did. So anyway, spin.
Whoa. Yeah, we'll spin from that into changes on the circuit. That was the worst segue ever, and I hope you hate me for it. Changes to the circuit.
Send hate mail to Caleb@achievementer.com.
So lots of asphalt and cuts and other stuff. They did some improvement to the drainage just in case it rained. It did not rain. In like a bunch of turns by making small cuts in the curbs. The track surface was grinded to remove a bump at turn 12, which is the area prior to the DRS line. The runoff behind turn 8 and 9 apex was regraded and a paved path was created. And then a bunch of realignment of white lines at turns this, that, and this. And the... what is that?
What is that?
Black the end of the orange paint at the rejoin of the runoff area of turn 13. I wish English was their first language.
I assume they covered up some of the orange to help define where you can rejoin.
More than likely, yeah.
That's
No,
what
it's really hard to read. I'm sure it's got to be that way because it's got to be technical jargon and everything. Dog, I don't know what you're saying. I really don't know what you're saying. Sorry, my statement earlier is not a hatred of people not
French.
speaking English. Listen, it's not because I hate the French. I do hate the French, but that's for an unrelated reason. No, I couldn't read it, so it's a little funky.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's the changes to the track.
What about upgrade to the cars? Boo! I know Yuki was finally running the spec that he wrecked out the other day, and so Yuki's finally on Max's spec. I was about to say level, but
yeah, no, I wouldn't say that either. But
as a Yuki fanboy, no, I can't say that.
All right, well, changes to the cars. Well, first we'll tell you who didn't bring anything. Ferrari, Red Bull as a whole, like they didn't bring anything new. It's just upgraded. Which that's the thing with these. You may get people getting brought to the other specs, but they didn't bring anything new, so it's not listed in the document. So nothing new was brought from Ferrari, Red Bull, Haas, which is wild, Williams, and your Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber. It's a mouthful every fucking time.
I can't wait for Kick Saudi Alber. See?
Oh my God.
I can't even make a joke out
over it. I'm already
I just said
over
Saudi
it.
Arabia, basically.
All right. The people
Even
who
though
did
that's
bring
Aston
shit, though. VCarb. I think I had a thing going, and then I got mad at the way that my phone reorders shit, so I got rid of it. To describe all of these... Oh, I did actually write it down. To describe everything that
Paper notes.
these teams that did shit in one word each. VCarb, Aero, Alpine, Flap, Aston, Brakes, Mercedes, Airflow, McLaren, Downforce. That's what I've got for you. I was like, I didn't want to go through the time of trying to read through all of these on air, and again, my notes are scuffed as hell this week. I still haven't found my notebook. It's been lost for 4 weeks. It's probably on a mountain somewhere. It's not on a mountain somewhere. But it's lost. It's hungry. If you find it, please feed it and send it back my way. It's in Hungary.
We'll get it back on the Hungaro episode.
Very good job.
It's in my portfolio.
On top of the changes to the cars themselves and their upgrades and everything, we do have power unit upgrades as well, or at the very least new power units. Lots of people taking stuff this week, lots of clusters of people, and unless you have any objections, I'm just going to go through all of them, including the ones that are like Parc Fermé.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, objection. No.
All right, Phoenix Wright. Fuck you. All right, so first batch here that I have taking like literally everything is both Mercedes, Fernando Alonso, and Liam Lawson, except he did not, Liam Lawson, take a new MGUK in this first batch. Put an asterisk by that.
Yet.
All that group took everything. New ICE, new turbocharger, new MGUH, new exhaust, and then MGUK except for Liam Lawson. Next batch, the Ferrari boys. They take a new everything. That's that. Next one is just Oliver Behrman. He took a new control electronics. Woo. And then the final batch, which is the grouping that's going to start from the pits because of Parc Fermé changes. Spoiler. Liam Lawson.
He did not change the spoiler.
He did not change the spoiler. That is not in my Parc Fermé notes. He took a new MGUK.
Hey.
But he also took a new
Everything else.
Yeah, exhaust, control electronics, and energy store. The last two also being taken by Pierre Gasly, a Frenchman.
So him starting from the pit lane, of note though, did get a 50-place grid penalty for that.
I mean, 50-place grid penalty, but that's a back of grid start.
Yep.
That is what that is, according to the rules.
The rules.
The rules. God, trauma.
You would think that with the 50, he still started ahead of Pierre though, in the pit technically. Which seems, you take your 50-place grid, but I guess not. Whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I guess Pierre took it later, so that trumps 50 point, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
All right. Let's get on to the practices. We're kind of going to breeze through this. It's a practice. It's Canada. Really not that much happening. No rookie drivers. So
Sad face.
the F1 2025 rookie driver, Ryo Hirakawa, was a little busy at Le Mans. So, and if he's not there, why even hold one? He's literally taking place in every single weekend that has a junior driver.
Right.
It's just him.
It's just him.
Also, everybody else, all the other junior drivers were there.
He's bringing all the junior drivers along.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
He's the dad. He's got the minivan. He's got to bring everybody.
Hey guys,
around.
you want to go drive an F1 this weekekend? Yeah.
I expect the next one will be Silverstone. Would be the next.
Oh,
juniors,
probably, yeah.
Sessions we see.
The water.
There goes the gallon of Walmart distilled water. We ran out of our regular bottle of water. I have a liquid death, but
I just fucking took a whole ass gallon of water.
Yeah.
So if you hear water sloshing this week, that's what it is.
That's what it is. Anyway, quick speed run through practice. I'm gonna go ahead and Franco Colapinto, FP1, he spun. FP2, he spun. FP3, he didn't spin.
Woo!
Send your hate comments to Caleb@achievementhunter.com, Argentinians. And what I mean, he spun in FP1. He immediately spun in the FP1. First lap out. Immediately, like turn 4.
Whee!
Biggest event on FP1, Mr. Charles Chuck Unlucky Leclerc hits the wall in turn 3. One of those crashes that does not look that bad, but fucked up real bad and enough to damage the survival cell. So that's a full car change for him. He does not participate in FP2. And we're going to set up a theme here. Oscar Piastri gets a €100 fine for speeding in the pit lane. He went 0.3 kilometers over the speed limit. Interesting. 0.3.
I mean, the rule's the rule.
Yep. FP2, again, no Charles. Lance, he hits turn 6. Again, a crash that doesn't seem that bad, but just his, like, I feel like any other driver would have been fine, but it was Lance, and that suspension decided to leave. It was its home race, so it left. So he was out. That's turn 6, a little after turn 6. There's a new lane that is, or the new racing line is fuck the chicane. Just cut through it. Everybody was doing that all day. Which leads me to my next note. The C6 is shit. It's the third race now that it's been absolutely unusable. Basically.
Yeah, I noticed that when I got in. I was like, oh, they're really using those C6s, huh? And then I got to thinking, I was like, no, they're really not. They're really trying to get them to use it, but man, it is a shit tire.
Other just random things. George, escape road, rejoining infringements, a warning, whatever. Alex overshoots the pit box, which may be because he was speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, no.
He was going 0.1 kilometers over.
No! What a bad boy.
And, of course, as mentioned before, Franco spinning again.
Whee!
FP3, just to get out of the way, George Russell speeds. He goes 2, so there's your 1, 2, 3. 0.2 kilometers over the speed limit. I'll get to that. Yeah. Steak. Nico Hulkenberg does a full 360 at the Wall of Champions in front of F1 hero boy Davide. Great clip. I don't know if you've seen the clip. You should watch it if you haven't.
I haven't. No.
It's fantastic. Basically does a full spin right in front of him. Like, keeps out of the wall. Pretty good. Right at the Wall of Champions, like, media hole in the fencing. So that's pretty good. Oscar, and this was a little bit before Oscar hits the Wall of Champions, really trying to cement his, lead. Does do some damage. He picks up a puncture because of this. And he's going around, like pit lane speed, and here's where I'm going to get angry. And so that's, that red flags the session. Not too bad. I mean, they get the marshals out there pretty easily. The car driving slowly. Now, yes, it's red flag. There's no need, but Yuki, going back to the pit lane during the red flag, does end up passing the mostly disabled car. I mean, still going, but... And gets a 10-place grid drop for this race because he passed under the red. I am the Yuki fanboy, so I know I'm biased. But are you fucking kidding me, FIA, on this one? You pass disabled cars during all the time. Like, and Yuki makes a good point of, like, you want me to stay behind him and pick up a puncture, pick up more debris, or slam into him if his car gives out entirely? Get hit in the head with a fucking tire or wheel that comes off? Nothing for... No penalty for McLaren and Oscar for having a car in an unsafe condition. Double standard there. Fuck you, FIA. That's one.
First of many.
Yeah, that's it. Bortoletto was also, or Borto, yeah, I said it right that time. Was also noted for a safety car infringement, but nothing for him. So Anyway, that's your practice roundup brought to you by nobody. Nobody pays us for this. We pay to do this, basically.
I have now watched the Hulkenberg spin. It is a very nice spin.
Yes, but you do need to hear the audio because Davide's little scream is fantastic. I would say don't play it on audio just in case.
I mean, that's fair, but I'll have that ready.
Yeah, if you play it, just don't have it on the microphone.
I mean, we could absolutely just fucking
cut it.
Clapping, fucking. It's a small fucking edit. You'll see the fucking jump. I love this man. I love Davide so much. He is a cinnamon roll and needs to be protected at all costs.
Looks like a cinnamon roll is a cinnamon roll.
It's a cinnamon roll.
It's fantastic. Maybe I'll save that clip that we cut out just in case F1 wants to be a dick about it. And if we ever do like a Patreon or something, eventually it'll be on there as a reaction. But not that we have video of it, but just the audio is pretty fucking good of the reaction. But yeah, it's pretty good. Davide is we got Davide in Austria in 2 weeks' time too. So
yes. Yep. I love any week that I have Davide.
Forget All-Star Weekend. We want Davide Weekend. All right, let's get into everybody's favorite time of the week. It's qualifying.
It's quali. Bum, 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 ba-da.
I don't know why we're so off.
Too much fucking SMF1.
We were just way off, like our normal this week. We were just out of it. Everything should be back in 2 weeks, so we should be back on normal schedules and everything.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll find my notebooks by then.
Yeah. All right, let's just run through your qualifying order. Well, so I have 2 qualifying orders. I have the original, and then I have what everybody fucking finished as because we had penalties and shit. Yeah, so your official P20 is, after his 10th-place penalty, is Yuki Tsunoda in P20. He actually finished P11 in the qualifying, but he's P20. Actually, I will say the original order and then correct it later. Anyway, your actual qualifying, your provisional qualifying is Pierre Gasly, Liam Lawson, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz. Hey, Sainz, why are you down there, buddy? Hey. I'll let Blake this one, obviously.
I am here to announce our declaration of war on the French. This is one of the few moments that I actually got to watch while I was at work and pulled up the qualifying on my phone and look at it to see Sainz complaining about being impeded. Like, oh, okay, what happened? They show the replay. It's fucking awful, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing out there, Isaac? I've long loved this kid because he's just a guy. He's just a chill guy. But like, bro, that was so not cool. I hate this man, and I'm declaring war on the French. I'm sorry, Pierre.
Like I said earlier, my 3rd star is a little weird. I want you to remember this exact conversation for when I get to my 3rd star.
Oh, just so everyone knows, I'm probably going to be looking for a place to live after this.
No, trust me, you'll be fine. Anyway, yeah, unfortunate for Sainz. And then rounding out your Q1 eliminations was Gabby B. After that, Esteban Ocon, his teammate Ollie Behrman, Nico Hulkenberg, Franco Colapinto, and Yuki Tsunoda. And then your top 10. Brought to you by Rage. Number 10. No, I'm not going to do the accent thing. It's probably not a good idea. More pain. Alex Albon.
It could be worse. Also, he ran it on mediums, I believe, so,
That being said, and I forgot this happened in Q1. I thought it happened in Q3. Alex did have a little bit of some issues. His engine cover didn't want to be here anymore, so it left. Very much Max Monza 2015 or whatever, 2018, whatever it was, whichever year.
It just fucking disintegrated,
It just
man.
went.
Like, I didn't even get to see that part of it. I went back and watched, or I was shown it afterwards, and it just fucking goes, man. Yeah. Like, it is just gone.
Yeah, it just goes. It's insane. It just goes like the entire. Like, I think engine cover, like obviously the back part, but it took the side pod with it too. Yeah. Like, so
they showed it afterwards, and it's like you can see everything underneath there.
And if their engine was worth taking pictures of, they would have been. But
Mercedes glaring at Williams right now.
They got a B spec, I'm sure.
Still.
But of course, Hadjar does get a penalty for that, so his P9 turns into P12. Of course, Yuki's P11 turns into P20, which turns into P18 after the pit lane starts. So there is all that. I didn't finish that. Hadjar was next, and then Leclerc, the odd one out here. Lando Norris only a P7 here. Not a strong weekend for McLaren starting out with, and maybe ending with either. Fernando Alonso P6, continuing his little good form here. Lewis Hamilton, P5. Kimi Antonelli, the newer model, P4. And then your top 3, Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, and Georgie Russell.
George!
Fresh off their rivalry, turn 1 and 2, in a short lead rundown to turn 1.
What a place for this to come up.
Yep. Oh, and a note of the steward. One of the stewards gave an interview, unauthorized apparently. So they actually had to replace the steward after, I believe, I'm saying this now, but I think it was actually after day 1. So yeah, we did have a substitute steward this weekend. So, yep. I guess
and I think they did it remotely, is what I read in the document.
Yeah.
So did it remotely from Geneva?
I guess. Most depending what you're doing, I guess you are just looking at cameras. So
yeah.
Maybe that's why it took so long to get some of these decisions this afternoon. God dang. All right. We already went over the Parc Ferme stuff. There was some other non-place changes like Alex Albon with a new engine cover.
Yeah. That's
Why?
Yeah. Why? That's really the only Parc Ferme change that I decided to save. Is like, oh, a new engine cover for car 23 for Alex Albon. Well, I wonder why that had to happen. Cut back to the fucking aforementioned just disintegration of his old one. There's a lot of different stuff. There were a bunch of people changing steering assemblies this week as well. Like, I know Max did, Lance did, someone else did. There was one or two more people who did it, and then, yeah.
All right, let's get into yours, specifically yours, listening. It's all yours. The 2025 Pirelli Canadian Grand Prix. As we were expecting, lap 1, turn 1, George Russell, Max Verstappen, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Very clean.
Yep, actually, it was...
George got a really good start.
Yeah, George got a good start. His teammate, little Kimi, little tall Kimi, we're setting that up for later. Little Kimi Antonelli does get a good start as well and is able to overtake championship leader Oscar Piastri. Not turn 1, but in the turn 2, turn 3 complex. So nice move there. Hulk goes up 2 spots on that opening lap. And Yuki Tsunoda passes Lance Stroll immediately. So, yeah.
Lance knew.
Man, if you're hurt, just take the time you need.
Yeah,
retire.
no, seriously. There's no point in rushing a recovery just to get back into racing. All you're doing is harming the time that you have to race.
Yep. Or just call it quits and retire. We're down for either.
I'm down for either, but the latter just partially because I'm a you hater, Lance. I'm a Lance hater. Don't get me wrong. You seem like you're an okay guy. You're a bit of a nepo baby, but you're an okay guy.
You like hockey.
You like hockey. You like Fernando. You can't wait to see Fernando's texts in the morning. But I'm okay with either.
Oh man. Creeper. Oh man. So continuing to talk about how the C6 was a worthless tire, turns out the C5 medium also not a great racing tire.
Really not.
First pit stop, lap 12, Max Verstappen. Kimi Antonelli has been at his heels basically for the last 2 or 3 laps. Kimi finally gets the move done, and Max decides to leave. just go. It was like right at the pit.
Yeah, no, his
Kimi was like, eh, oh.
It's a great
it's fucking funny
camera image every time because it looks as if the person going into the pits, their brakes have just fucking failed, and then you're like, oh yeah, no, they were going in the pits.
That triggers Russell to box next lap to, that knock off that undercut. Does do that. Does get ahead of Max. All works out for the Mercedes.
We do have a bit of a Chekhov's gun to load here on lap 12, though.
Yep, go for it.
A QN from Albon's engineer that they are monitoring a situation similar to Barcelona with the power unit. It's not as bad, though.
I did think to note that. I'm like, oh no, it probably won't be anything.
You know what? I noted it and hoped that it was nothing because for so long it was nothing.
Yep.
There was a lot of Albon radio this weekend.
Yep. Speaking of, that's my next note on lap 21. Pitwall does not listen to Alex.
I don't know why we don't listen to me. It really annoys me. He's such a calm, angry person.
Standard racing here. Pit stops going in. Basically, everybody triggered by the mediums. Go for it.
And then they fucking try to box him.
Yeah.
He just so box now. He fucking straight up. No, don't box me. Or don't box me now. We can't box now after all that. So I think at this point, I'm thinking, probably trying to do a one-stop, medium to hard.
Yep, and I think this is around the point we're also getting maybe a little bit here, a couple laps, because I've been written down, but I think this is a lap he actually boxed on. Charles, talking with his engineer, of course, course, big question here. I was like, okay, these early medium runners probably looking at the 2-stop, but some of these other guys are trying to add that 1-stop. Charles is one of those guys eyeing that 1-stop. So of course, classic Ferrari. Plan B. Actually, Charles, I want Plan C. Okay.
Copy.
And then they did not copy.
They did Plan B anyways.
They did Plan B anyways. And then got arrested because they're in the United States. Funny.
Hey,
not funny.
Sort of jump ahead to the end question for you real quick. Do you remember who did the interviews this weekend?
The final interview?
Like the interviews on the first, second, and third interviews for the race.
For the race was Nico Rosberg.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I
never
don't
mind.
remember who did.
No big deal then. I was really hoping it would have been known Monaco landlord and Minecraft Steve impersonator David Coulthard.
It was not Coulthard this week, unfortunately.
He fucking made a comment. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've landlord for apartments up in Monaco, and Albon was one of my tenants. He's a stand-up guy, a fantastic tenant." I'm like, "What the fuck aren't you?"
Yeah. And sorry, I do remember who the qualifying 1, 2, 3. It was Jacques Villeneuve.
Ah, I gotcha.
Because I was making fun of him, like, you'll never be your dad. Dude won a championship, by the way. Jacques Villeneuve won a championship. How fucked is that? Yeah, so Charles Leclerc, copying instead of pasting it, just threw that shit in the trash and brought him in. And yeah, more discommunication at Ferrari potentially. We'll get to that here in a little bit. My next thing is Lewis has damage on lap 37. We are hearing this for the first time. Fortunately, sadly, he hits the groundhog in lap 13, 14, 12?
I think it was 12. Yeah. So at the same time that Albon's getting a monitored situation. Oh my god. Is it part of the groundhog?
Oh no. There's part of a groundhog and you're exhausted. That sucks. I don't think he was close enough for that to happen.
I mean, I'm sure part of it just fucking flew, dude.
Yeah.
It got hit fucking 200 miles an hour. Half of it's going straight into the ground, half of it's going in the air.
Yeah, but I fear it'd be more missed than chunk. I mean, it's a fast car. Like it.
It is. I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah,
Mythbusters, if you want to come back together and figure out something.
Hey, Adam, do you want to do a really fucked up experiment?
You don't have to do it with a live animal or anything. You just fucking create one of your nice little mold skeleton things.
Yeah, but yeah, so lap 37, we learned that Lewis has damage. Happened there. Just after that, Max go ahead and pits again. He gets rid of just wants new fresh hard tires. Just get rid of that shit. Try again. Again, early pit. I think maybe trying to trigger some more movement, and it does work for the McLaren boys, but it does not work for George. He does stay out. Lap 46, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, the real Frenchman versus the French Canadian. Not implying French Canadians aren't real French. Don't be mad at me, please, Montreal. I don't care, actually. I do actually want to visit Montreal because I hear Montreal's great. Also hear it's one of the best buildings to watch hockey in. Even though I probably won't be cheering for the Canadians, I hear it's a great building. It's also the biggest arena in the league. Anyway, yeah, Lance kind of just, let's just be plain and honest about it. He pushes Gasly off. That's a 10-second penalty. He does serve that on lap 52 with a 13.3 stationary time. Make sure I noted that one.
Fair enough.
You've read something disturbing, I'm guessing?
That will happen towards the end.
Gotcha. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Not disturbing, just fucking flabbergasting.
Oh, speaking of flabbergasting, we're at that word. New words here. Speaking of Alex retiring, lap 49, pulls it into the. That's actually Blake's head on that.
Why? Why is being a Williams fan so much pain?
Yeah, it sucks. He does do it in a way that doesn't affect the race a whole lot. Just quick pulls off on the hairpin, just down there.
Small little yellow flag. You're like, oh well, everything's good now. Green flag. Fucking stand-up guy. Couldn't have happened to a fucking better guy.
And kind of around that we have Hadjar and Behrman. Just maybe a little bit of incident. Nothing, nothing. The stewards were like, yeah, okay, whatever, we don't care. We don't have anything to do later, so we'll just let this go. Moving on from there. Oscar and Antonelli, they're starting to get into it a little bit. This is lap 55. Lap 56, Liam Lawson told to retire because they have to keep care of that his brand new... just keep...
Brand new power unit. Gotta be saved.
Yep. Because you're not doing good. So by Lawson, there's your 2 of 3 DNFs, F1. 2 of 3. I'm mad. We'll get to my predictions at the end because it wraps into something else. It's looking like it's going to be a good finish here because we got like the top 10, they're pretty like for not having a intervention at this point. They're pretty fucking close. They're within 5 seconds, 1 through 5. And some things you just know they're going to happen. It's in the air. You just know something. Like, we here in Oklahoma know, like, we can feel it on the wind when the nadir's about to drop. So lap 62, we finally get to see some McLaren racing each other. And they did good, and they did clean, and they didn't touch, and they continued on with the race in lap 62.
2 proper teammates racing for that position.
Just racing. Lap 66. Just some more. He's coming at him, going through, coming out of the hairpin, little chicane. World champion chicane. They're getting closer, making moves. They've passed a couple times. Lap 67 starts. It's coming up on that edge, past the finish line. Martin. They've touched. And the Papaya prophecy has been fulfilled.
Oh, it's not been fulfilled,
Well,
but it is definitely advanced.
For this part of this, I guess. The inevitable, it's happened.
It has happened.
The front runners, the teammates, the front runners, the nice boys at McLaren have gotten to their first racing incident, but not according to the stewards, at least. Yep. Oscar goes for the move on the inside.
Nope.
Correct. Sorry, Lando. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm right, but no.
No, you're definitely not. Oscar finished
right,
this race.
Yeah, Oscar to finish. Lando tries to send it on a little bit inside of that the pit wall, and if gap, car.
If no gap,
crash. Car. Spoiler, not enough gap, and just his front wing goes flying.
Yeah,
like,
it
the
does.
whole thing just must have been the same screws Alex was using on his Allen because that thing just fucking went. I thought Oscar ran over it. So that ends Lando Norris's race. And Oscar does manage to keep on going. But, yep. There it is. Lando immediately being like, I fucked up.
I fucked up. It's my bad. I'm sorry. That was
Oops.
stupid. Unlucky. My bad.
Oops.
Fucking oops.
And, yep. What we all, it was going to happen. And I have a note for later. I guess we can go ahead and talk about this because this is the incident. Was Lando desperate? Maybe a little bit.
A little, but I mean, he's
a racing driver.
He's a racing driver. We're approaching the midpoint of the season. Now's the time where you've got to start buckling down. These are the races that start to matter a little bit more.
Which, yeah, I give credit for him for immediately like, that was stupid. I take the responsibility for that. Does still get a 5-second penalty for it. Doesn't really affect him. He classifies. But he didn't finish with the extra 5 seconds on the end. Anyway, so, I mean, was lucky that it didn't take Oscar out because that would have been a whole bigger deal. So we got lucky there. Gets credit for that. For apologizing, owning up to it, still taking all that. But this feels, like I said, this was inevitable. We knew this was going to happen eventually. And they talk about, like, this was similar to Lewis and Button in the same spot and same incident style back in whatever year. And then you look at other teammates, Lewis and Nico, and, like, can teammate rivals can this not be the conclusion? I feel like this is all, like, can these teammates not? And it happens even if they're not teammates, obviously, but Formula One driver mentality is Formula One driver mentality. You do not get that seat if you don't have that in you. That dog is not in you. You don't get a seat. I mean, is it possible to not do this, or do you have to be that for a world champion? Do you have to be that?
I think
hungry.
I think it has to happen at least once. Like, it's very much a finding your boundaries point. Hey, I need to push for every single inch that I can get. Hey, that was an inch too far. That's my boundary point. Anything below that, fair game. Let's do it.
Definitely, that was Andrea Stella's point. Is this is a learning moment for Lando, and he will learn his lesson. I feel like Stella did do a good job post-race. He's like, he owned up to it, and, this is what it is. And obviously, we'll still debrief, but it's not going to be an extended conversation.
Yeah, it's not going to be just an absolute bollocking in the fucking garage. It's
not
gonna
fuck smash my
you know
door
what?
shit.
It was stupid. You're right. But you know what? You recognize that it was stupid, and you already can realize.
It did cost.
Now, plan what you can do better.
Because you cost yourself some championship points. You did still cost your teammate some championship points, probably.
Definitely cut a few points of downforce off.
Yeah, so. And you could have cost you guys dearly in both championships.
Yeah.
So, because Mercedes, back in a second place this week. Coming for you. Ferrari. They still got points this week. They're still there. Red Bull. We've proven Max can still hold a championship all by himself. And if Yuki somehow gets it to click, God, I hope so. That'd be fun. Yeah, there's still a race here. I can't read and talk at the same time. Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like again, it's fun for the inevitability. Like, we knew this was going to happen. This was going to be a championship defining moment for either of them or the team, and like a retrospective on how McLaren handles their drivers. I'm sure there's still some to come from this, but I don't know. I just feel like I get the hunger, the passion, but also it's like, and I don't like team orders, so I would rather see them race. And that's what Davide said straight up too on post, was like, I hope they don't do fucking shit. I want to see this every race. Like, hell yeah,
absolutely.
Davide.
Absolutely. I was like, with a race this tight, right? Like, or with a season this tight, it's 198 to 176 right now. That was what race?
10. This is race 10.
Race 10. There are 24 races in a season.
So many races.
But it's also so not many races. We're almost halfway through. And they're still like a race off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is, we're playing for keeps here right now.
Yeah.
It may not feel like it, but we're here. It's been here all along. It always has been.
Been here the whole time.
Oh, man. So that does bring out a safety car, and that's pretty much like everybody knew, George, the race was going to end under a safety car.
Yeah.
And because of where it happened at the end of the pit straight, so we actually did, apart from the final lap, or crossing the checkered, did run the safety car through the pit lane. And that should have been it. However, George Russell, yes, I'm blaming you for this because I don't buy your bullshit story on this. So, back straight. Boys, all right, no, the back straight. I think it was back straight. Fairly certain, like going into the braking zone. He checks the mirror, sees Max, slams on the brakes. And I know in the technical thing is like, oh, you only 30 psi of pressure. That's a lot of fucking pressure. That's a deliberate action. Of course he meant to brake. And there's all this stuff of like, oh, there's still a delta time and 10 links or whatever. Okay, Checo got the penalty for it. George got a penalty last year for it. Whatever. It's not on the back. I agree with that. Yeah, it's not on the lead car to make sure the following car's not going to hit him. That makes sense. Absolutely, it's racing, But to sit there and lie, to say you didn't do it on purpose, and knowing Max was there, and then immediately trying to get him for overtaking, fuck you, dude.
IMO.
Bullshit.
I'm sitting in a steward's seat. Obviously, I'm not, and the world's probably better off for it. I'm sitting in a steward's seat, right? While you're not supposed to consider outside things, I'm going to consider a few things about that incident, right? Everyone knows at that point that race is finishing under safety car. Mm-hmm. We know that it's going to finish under safety car. There's not a way that you're going to get the track clear at that point and also get at least one lap of racing in.
Also, of note, even though I said the top 5, was thing, P8 and down was lapped.
Yeah. Didn't even have a chance to unlap the
Yeah.
cars. So it's not ending in racing. It is going to end under safety car. So there's that, right? The fucking like deliberate action. It's definitely a deliberate action. I'm watching this happen. Like you were slamming on the brakes to fucking try to trip him up. Why would you do that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you have a few points to play with on your license, George. Like the fucking quote that you said earlier this week that everyone fucking fucking jumped on. It's like that's what he fucking said? Yeah. You idiot. As Coda reaches over and turns me down just a little bit.
I can see the monitor is just solid red on the. It's peaked to hell. It's a block.
We maybe cut that back just a little bit. Yeah, no. You got fucking quoted on that so many times with different people on saying that. I think yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday during
post-quality interviews. Yep. Oh yeah, what are your plans with Max? And it was like, I got a few more points to play with on my license.
Even after saying, "Oh, it's all good, we made up and everything," and like they were still congratulatory, and the post-race, post-quality, they were all just like, normal, "Hey, good job, mate," blah blah blah, 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 like as they do.
You don't say that and then pull off a very blatantly intentional bullshit like that and get away with it. But I guess you do if you're George Russell.
Yeah.
Fucking FIA not beating the British bias allegations.
No, ridiculous. Like. I will let go. I was like, yeah, safety or whatever. You shouldn't overtake during an intervention. That's fine. That's the rule. I understand that's the rule. But you cannot sit there and claim there was not intent to that. You just can't. George, you cannot do that.
No.
I mean, you can. You're just lying through your teeth. I was going to go for a British stereotype. I decided not to. But I still made the joke anyway. Anyway, that's how your race ends under the safety car. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. God, it just grinds my gears, man. It really grinds my gears like a new Liam Lawson power unit. Just grind it right down. All right, let's get to the.
Let's
get that beautiful rundown footage.
Your rundown for the Canadian 2025 F1 Grand Prix. Those are all out of order. I don't care.
French is a hard language.
French is a hard language, and I don't care to learn it. First place, gaining nothing, losing nothing, and finishing with a 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 52.688 seconds, George Russell. Finishing behind him and also gaining and losing nothing, Max Verstappen. Finishing P3, rounding out the podium and gaining 2 spots, Kimi Antonelli. Finishing P4, after almost being absolutely obliterated by his teammates.
Almost finishing not.
And losing 1 spot, Oscar Piastri. I screwed this up earlier because I forgot Charles and then had to go back in and add in Charles.
What are you, the Ferrari pit wall?
P5 is Charles Leclerc, gaining 3 spots. P6, losing 1 spot, is Lewis Hamilton. P7 and losing 1 spot is Fernando Alonso. P8, gaining 3 spots, Nico Hulkenberg. Finishing P9 and gaining 5 spots, Esteban Ocon. And rounding out the top 10 and gaining 6 spots, Carlos Sainz.
And of note, as we reach the midway point here in the point scoring positions, if these position gains, lost, are incorrect, I did them this week, so it is my fault.
It is what it is. I'm not super...
I believe they're correct because I pulled up the 2 documents and did it manually because F1's documents are stupid.
Yeah, I'm not super pressed about
List, grid view. I mean, it's starting grid, so having a grid is nice, but it's
You know what I should do? I should absolutely...
Build a house? It's a Jack Patel reference, I don't know.
I should build an Excel document for this so that I can just plug names in and then plug it into the other side, and then it'll just tell me how many positions they've gained or lost.
That'd be awesome.
That would be super easy.
And then you sync it up to automatically grab the final standing.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Anyways, I'm a nerd. Finishing P11 and gaining 2 spots is Oliver Behrman. Finishing P12, gaining six spots, your boy Yuki Tsunoda.
That's what he does. That's what that's the thing. He's like, yeah, I may
Start
start at the back,
finish
but I'll
8th.
get there. Yeah. It's like if there's a point system on overtakes, Yuki's winning. Yuki's the champion,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's our overtake award.
which was won by, I don't know if you saw the May one, but it was won by, surprise, surprise, Max Verstappen's overtaken Imola.
Yeah, no, insane. Your P lucky 13, losing 3 spots, Franco Colapinto, finishing P14 and gaining 1 spot as I've refined my microphone. Gabriel Bortoleto, finishing P15 and gaining 5 spots, Pierre Gasly. Congrats. Sorry, you're still French. Finishing P16 with his French companion, Isaac Hajar, losing 4 spots. Good. Finishing P17 and gaining or losing nothing, Lance Stroll. You're part French.
You're French adjacent.
French
You're that
adjacent.
kind of French. People
already don't like
Here's the
you.
thing. So Canadians don't like the French Canadians. France don't like the French Canadians.
God, French Canada is really just the Florida of Canada.
And they blessed us with poutine and then Montreal, surprisingly, Montreal meat from Montreal. It's good stuff. But yeah. And all they get is shit.
To wrap this up, and Lance gained or lost nothing. To wrap this up, Lando Norris loses 11 places, classifies P18, but does not finish.
Boo. Because I had 17 cars in my prediction, and it was correct, but not according to the fucking rules of the...
Liam Lawson also does not finish, but stays right where he started, as expected. And unfortunately, Alex Albon loses 11 places and DNFs into last. Sad face. Your fastest lap, George Russell on lap 63
Yeah.
with a 1:14.119.
Not a track record.
Do we want to
not-
get in? What part do we want to get into first? Do we want to
Well,
complete
I
all
just-
this shit first, or do we want to
I
get
d-
into the George Russell bit?
I did
first?
mention in my predictions, so my predictions, which I actually did remember to do this week because I've been bad at it, so is Blake. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I think I've done 1, maybe 2 rounds of predictions in 10 races.
I got 63 points
63 points. Let's go.
in the predictions this week. So
And George Russell, of course, getting his fastest lap on lap 63.
George Russell, surprise, surprise! If you didn't know this, number 63.
He's number
Races
63.
number 63.
He races with Kimi Antonelli, his teammate, who currently has 63 points. That's what
Wow.
I read earlier. That I fucking was flabbergasted about.
So that's why I said it was. If this episode is an hour and 3 minutes long, therefore 63 minutes, we're retiring.
Okay.
Good.
I went to grab my phone. I grabbed my work phone, and I was like, where the fuck is my personal phone?
It was behind
I'm
the
trying to check the pit thing really quick before we
I
bypass
do
it.
have it up over here. But,
Is it up?
and I just have the thing up, like this website up. I can't tell if it's.
I
done
mean,
yet.
give it a refresh and see. I just refreshed it on... Oh, it is up. Okay, cool.
Like, we know it's
Last
Ferrari,
fucking
but-
second. All right, jump to the table. It is Ferrari with the fastest pit stop on lap
63.
2? That's incorrect.
That's not correct.
That's not correct at all. Hey, it's Ferrari with a 2.08 second stop, specifically with Lewis Hamilton. Your slowest stop, not counting... Remember how Lance's was a 13 point whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It is a 13.37. Lance Stroll got a late
Elite.
pit stop.
penalty.
Anyways, yeah, his was a penalty. Did Behrman have any like wing changes or anything?
No,
No? Okay, well he has the slowest stop with 7.20 seconds.
this happened last time too. We're like, there's no way Ollie had a bad stop.
There's no
and
way
they
Ollie had a
fucked it
bad
up,
stop.
so-
Ollie had a bad stop. In the event that for some reason we missed that he had to change out a wing or something, Piastri would be the next one with a 4.02 second stop.
Which was probably because he did pit while the safety car was going through, just precautionary. So
Oh, I mean, fair enough.
does it say what lap was that?
The 3.
Oh, okay.
I think they're just doing number of stops. Like that's the third stop
Okay.
that they had.
Well, that
I
would've
don't
been
think it's
so-
their intention, but also it's DHL, and
I'm surprised. I mean,
I'm surprised we got it delivered in
Yeah.
the first place. Didn't end up in fucking Germany or some shit.
Oh, man. Anyway, congrats, Ferrari. I voted for Sake because they've been doing good, but it looks like Ferrari's pretty consistently getting that number one. So keep that in mind for your predictions, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary individuals.
No, absolutely. They are pretty consistent with that. And speaking of votes, we have the old driver of the day. I didn't vote because I was at work and I pretty much just had it on my phone watching it. And if I had voted when I was about to vote, I would have missed the crash. So I did not vote.
I wanted to stir the pot this week. So I waited. I did wait till we saw the percentages. And I saw second place was Max Verstappen. So I was like, fuck it. For the fun, Max Verstappen was my driver of the day vote. Because it doesn't matter anyway.
It really doesn't. But your driver of the day, Kimi Antonelli.
Who I probably would have voted for if everyone was a big shit star.
Kimi Antonelli won with 27.3% of the vote, which doesn't seem... It's a bit, but it's not a lot, right? It especially gets more daunting when the second place, George Russell, gets 11.7, and everything's going to be lower than that.
Yep.
Third place was Max Verstappen with 11.1%.
I am the 0.1. It's me.
Fourth place is Lando Norris with 9.3%.
Not money-wise, don't bet me.
And fifth
God,
place. Fifth place is Nico Hülkenberg, of all people. He didn't have a good race, but he had 6.7% of the vote. All others getting 33.9% of the vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get to those stars.
The stars.
You want to go first?
I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. I'll go first.
Like
because
I said, my third one is great because you
Yeah.
you don't know how well you've peppered foreshadowing throughout this thing for my third star.
So I'm going to lead into this with saying my third star is Carlos Sainz. Because he had a really solid race that really made up for the impeding that got done on him in qualifying. And, it was really disappointing when that happened, but he really came back and made sure to make the best out of it and got a solid point for Williams this weekend. Also, none of mine are actually scripted out this week. I didn't actually write all of mine down like that. All I did was write down who they were because I just wanted to get through and start this thing because, Yeah, it's already basically 10 o'clock and I have to get up early and still have to edit and upload. So, yeah. Anyways,
my third star. Again, you're going the wrong direction with it. My third star is the French minus Isaac Hadjar. Because I couldn't decide between the two. So, because I could not overlook Esteban Ocon with a +5. Pierre Gasly, even though not on the points, still +5. That's some good points. And then the French, we're in French Canada. It might as well be. Hadjar, you did impede, and then you lost 4 spots, so I could not include you with that. Sorry, you've been denationalized. You've been demoted to French Canadian.
Arguably the most French sounding of the bunch.
Yeah.
All right. My second star is...
Also, I thought it was funny just to say the French.
The French. The French is the star.
Yeah.
Fuck the French. Don't. It's fine. It's a joke. It's fine. I still declare war. My second star is the French light, Charles Leclerc. 3 spots gained, finished in P5. I kind of forgot about him, so I kind of felt bad too. But it's solid, especially for being fucking shafted by your fucking strategy team again. Guys, get it together. What are we doing? Mein Gott, musste sein. Seb said it best.
My second star, by the way, I do have a note of that, which I wrote was, I just have a note that's Alex is getting fucked by his team. My second star is Carlos Sainz for turning around his poor, not his fault, but still ended up there qualifying. It's another point for Williams.
Slowly but surely, baby. We're not out of this championship yet. I didn't hear no bell.
I was like, you're the one that does the math on that. I don't think anybody's fully eliminated, but
No, at this point, no. There is no full eliminations. I was like, we could have like 9 teams drop off the face of the planet and then have fucking, I'm sure, Steak come up from behind. Is it Steak? Surely it's Steak, right?
at the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's Alpine. State got more points, so it might be Alpine now.
It's Alpine now?
Because State got points today and Alpine did not.
Good. Fuck
no,
the
Alpine-
French. Alpine has 11 points. But yeah, no, they could, if 9 teams suddenly dropped off the face of the planet, the French could absolutely come back and score enough points to go past 374. I think.
It seems right. We're mid-season, so technically there shouldn't be anybody out pre-mid-season.
Yeah, I figure, was it 40? It's 40. Ooh, no. I think it's 43 points now? Because it used to be 44, I believe, but that was including the fastest lap point.
Yeah.
So it's 25 plus whatever second place gets. It's so weird how they do their point system. It goes from like fucking 25 to like sub 20.
Yeah, it is 43.
Okay. So yeah, 43 times like 14
It's math.
is math. Anyways, I'm not doing that math. What I am doing is telling you my number 1 star and the podium boy, Kimi Antonelli. I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him. I'm also happy for Toto being happy for him. Oh, he was so fucking happy over the radio.
Grande Kimi.
Grande Kimi, grande.
Which was the episode title before we got Papaya Prophecy. It's Papaya Prophecy.
Propriety Papaya Prophecy.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kimi Antonelli. Just a small little special shout out to George, especially for his fucking qualifying where he apparently didn't get a whole lot of fanfare from his team.
He did not. I didn't notice that. There was nobody there. There was like a couple people there. Yeah. So.
Even over the radio was a little like lackluster, apparently. There wasn't a whole lot of like celebration or anything. So, yeah. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli. And to a lesser degree, George Russell.
My number 1 star is also Kimi Antonelli for the 3rd youngest driver on the podium, behind also 2 in this race. Do you know who the 2nd youngest was? This is gonna blow your fucking mind. Lance Stroll.
You know what? That doesn't blow my mind because I do remember him getting a podium and it was fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean that's the more not that he was young, but just he got a podium.
Well, yeah,
and of course number 1 being Max Verstappen. But yeah, good job, Kimi. I want to talk about this. So he beat, like I mentioned, he beat Oscar first round out, or basically first lap, and didn't look back. Oscar's the current world champion, or current lead in the champion. I need to be careful with that. And so Kimi's last 3 races, okay? In reverse order. Last race out, Spain, did not finish. Before that, Monaco, P18. Before that, Imola, did not finish. So they go from not finishing, and might as well not finished to podium, double points for your team. It's a good improvement. The only reason Mercedes was almost going to get number 1 star, but then you pull George you pull that shit.
No,
I'm not.
That's why it's a lesser degree George. Like
I'm not even getting the lesser
bruh.
degree. No, just Kimi.
Bruh, like what the fuck? What was that?
Yeah. So.
Stupid. Do stupid things. Get
P1.
P1.
All right. Long episode-ish, kind of, sort of. We're probably about an hour.
In 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes. One more thing I didn't want to mention. Well, actually, 2 more things. One more thing. We got another Fernando gym this week of we're not testing, we are racing.
Yes.
Which DC will have on his merch store, apparently. So if you want that, go to dcmerch.com, I guess. Don't go there because I don't know what that website is.
Hopefully it's just merchandise for Washington, D.C.
Yeah, or like DC United, the soccer team or something. Or it's like District Clothing or something, which is an actual brand of apparel.
Skater clothes.
So, yeah, Ferrari had a lot of media attention this week with like basically two different media outlets reporting on, is Fred going to be here? Is Fred's under fire here? And Fred. Luis. There we go. That's if I do the Luis, I can get into it perfectly. Luis. Lollipop Comics is so fucking good, man. I love Lollipop. Hopefully they're doing one this week. I can't remember which week they weren't doing one. Obviously, triple headers and all that, but whatever. Tangent. We still have to get to memes, too. Also, somebody's just drawing something in the background.
No, that would be me. I am so sorry. That is the gallon water bottle, as mentioned earlier.
Because in the monitor, it sounds like it's behind me. Topic on it. Thank you. Anyway. So, of course, in the press conference, he's like, yo, we catch a lot of shit. So, hell yeah for cussing in the press conference. You love to see it. Hell yeah, Fred. Lewis backing him up. Charles backing him up. And then in the race, you have this disconnect, again, with your engineer and the plan and your drivers. You disregard your driver on a strategy. Lewis, I didn't hear it firsthand, but I saw a lot of stuff of also Lewis going. I mean, Lewis and Ricky seem to not have a great relationship either. And the talk about it is like you talk strategy beforehand. Like you have these meetings. You probably have multiple meetings on what the strategy is going to be. And obviously they have these plans lined up. Is Ferrari actually in trouble? Like Davide talked to Davide. Of course, him being Italian, so therefore he must be a Ferrari fan. He's like, it's kind of a national team. It really is. An unofficial but a national team. They might, like, this is actually seems to looking pretty poor on Ferrari. And, I mean, you got another double points finish, but look at our predictions of, like, oh, Ferrari should have this hands down for the drivers.
Yeah.
Or
like,
for the constructors.
Shit, you've got Charles Leclerc, you've got fucking 7-time world champ Lewis Hamilton, you've got the powerhouse that's Freddie V leading the team. This team should be on fire. And
they are
we're finishing
on fire, but
they're
not
on
in the
fire.
good way. More like a
And
dumpster fire.
if they're not on fire, then they're finishing P5, P7, P8, P9 out of the points.
And it seems disorganized. Like, again, okay, we have your, we are checking and we have the jokes and the plan A, B, C, D, all the way down the alphabet.
Clown horns, honk honk.
But it just seems like once tire hits tarmac in a Grand Prix, everything goes out the window.
Everything goes out the window, and the pit wall seems to think that they are the only voice that matters.
And DC said on the broadcast is like, well, okay, if Charles didn't want to, I was like, Charles still can just not go in the pit if he doesn't think it's right. But obviously it's like, okay, well, you trust your engineers. Like, okay, they have telemetry. They have data from my car. They have data from other cars. They know what everybody else is doing. So, like, you have to put that trust in them. And it seems like that it doesn't work out every single time.
Every single time.
Which we're talking about that. I mean, Charles still got P5. That's still double points finish, but they dropped out. They were second place. I mean, that still seems good. Talking about it on the Thursday where it's like they're second place in the constructors, and we're talking about does Fred need to go? And then they pull a weekend where they drop. They're still third, but that's not contender material.
No, it's really not.
I don't know what to think. I brought this up to talk about it. I guess it's just planting the seed of what is next.
I genuinely think that this fucking strategy team needs to go. Like, just needs to go. They need to rip out the entire strategy team, start anew, start throwing some offers around, start throwing an offer to Carlos Sainz, fucking make it worth his while. Because, I mean, if I'm Charles Leclerc at this point, I'm almost willing to just put a line into Carlos's car and just be like, hey, this is what they're suggesting. What do you suggest? Like, I would trust my rival at that point over trusting my strategy wall. What the fuck, man? They have shafted him over so many times. And then now you got Lewis on board, 7-time world champion, and literally almost nothing but complaints. You're going to force him into retirement because he doesn't want to deal with your bullshit anymore.
I don't know. Ferrari's got to... I feel like we're at a Ferrari point, like, not as extreme as Red Bull. It's like, you got to shape up.
I was like, this definitely is not a... This isn't the critical point, but you are approaching it.
This is the point where you can look back and be like, if we change... This is the roadmap A. You're not to your breaking point, as you were saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to half cut you off there. Sorry,
no, you're good.
As I did. But it's like, this is the point where we're honestly, because we can bring it back to the Leafs, baby. This is the Mitch Marner the 2 weeks before his trade contract kicks in. Like, you can change something right here, right now, but here in a couple weeks, it's going to be too late, and you're going to be stuck on this path. So maybe this is where they're at. This is the point where you can look back on as option A and regret it, I mean, hindsight's always going to be 2020, but I don't know. I guess we got a couple. You got two races for the midpoint.
We'll see where we're at.
See where we're at.
See where we can go from there. I know Fred was like, "Hey, there's one. We've changed the drivers. We've changed the team principal. There's one thing we haven't changed.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't think you want to change your mechanics. I mean, you're coming up on it, and this was on broadcast too. You're coming up on a new formula, so don't fucking touch any of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't think Fred needs to go.
No,
So,
Fred
I
needs to
think
stay
it's
right where he's at.
So I think your drivers are fine. You
Yeah.
got a world champion, and you got
You've got someone
Lando
who
could
has
be a
the
world
potential
champion.
to be a world champion. Absolutely, I believe Charles is.
Yeah.
Like, bias aside, dude's goated. Dude overcame his fucking Monaco curse. He has the potential to be a world champion, but not in his current circumstances. Not with the team that Ferrari is giving him. Not with the piss poor strategy that they keep trying to throw at him. Something has to change, and I don't know for
It should be
him
the strategy team.
whether that is, getting the strategy team ripped out, or if it's hoping and praying that Max does leave Red Bull, and hoping and praying that you can overcome the Red Bull after dealing with the years of toxicity at Ferrari.
A different level, a different kind of toxicity.
Different kind of toxicity, but toxicity nonetheless.
All right, let's line it up with memes.
Memes! I don't have a whole lot this week, but I do have a few that are all McLaren themed. Starting off probably with the title of this episode, the Papaya Prophecy, ripped straight from Reddit. But it's just been an ongoing prophecy of these different things are happening, and so far we are right where that arrow says that it's going to be. We are at the Papaya incident. Mm-hmm. And what we have next is Lando coming back stronger after the summer break. So let's find out. We've got how many weeks? 4 weeks before, or 4 races before the summer break? It's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so I wish I didn't throw my book over there because I could have told you a lot better, but my book's now.
I was like, this was race 12. Race 10. Race 12, I think, is Silverstone.
Yep.
And I think Spa is 2 races after that, which is your summer break.
Yeah. Summer break, we come back in Zandvoort.
Yeah. So I'm pretty
the
sure
last one
week
is
14
Belgium,
is the
'cause
last
it's sprint.
one, or race 14 is the one before summer break.
Yeah.
So after Spa, Lando should come back stronger.
Yeah.
If he comes back stronger, will the rest of this prophecy come true? Surely, right? I don't know. We'll see.
Papaya Prophecy.
Papaya rolls. And then it's just 2 fucking fantastic memes of Oscar. Just the old Count Dooku signature look of superiority, which, fantastic. And Oscar posing with the burning remains of Lando's car.
Yep. And 2 things, both on prophecy and odds. We knew we had 2 omens that bad things were going to happen today for the race. 1, Nico Rosberg and his selfies. He took a selfie, not with the driver. Oh, we're safe. Wrong. He took a selfie pre-race in the exact spot that the incident happened in. Damn it, Nico. Also, from Nico to Nick,
the fucking dodgeball prophecy man himself.
And I only know this because you pointed it out, so it's all your fault. Nick Castellanos of the Renown Baseball Podcast, Philadelphia Phillies. When he gets a home run, bad things are happening or about to happen. Today, first the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto. Bring it back to Toronto, too.
I didn't even pay attention that it
This
was in Toronto.
motherfucker
Holy shit.
gets a grand slam homer, and sure enough, Papaya disaster class. Well, ish. I don't know. Yeah, no, go down the rabbit hole of Nick Castellanos if you're not aware of this.
It's great.
And his home runs. It's with talking about people like suffering from cancer, national tragedies. It's crazy. Sorry, British people, jump scare. When the Queen died, Yeah.
the first thing I did was go to the fucking baseball fucking realm and see if there was a home run.
Even on a micro level, I got hit in an car wreck 2 weeks ago at this point, a little over 2 weeks ago,
Somewhere around there.
3 weeks. That day he got a fucking homer. It's like, even on a micro level, Nick Castellanos. So I took a picture and put it in our group chat. I'm like, okay, so either he foretold, and I can't remember the exact timing because it was a Sunday game, so like the final was after, so it might have been happened simultaneously. If anyone wants to go into that much research and sync up the game and the race, if it happened at the same time, that'd be crazy. I lost my train of thought on that. But like, I lost my train of thought entirely. It's gone. My thought is gone. Sorry.
Yeah. Ooh, gotta reschedule that.
Oh, it's medicine time.
Estrogen o'clock.
Seriously, my thought's gone, and I'm sad because I have no idea what it was.
You're on the prophecy. Even on a micro level, he's doing things, and then you went into the if people wanted to sync it up with the time. No, okay.
It's gone. Yep.
It's gone. It's gone. Just like that ball into left center field.
Just like that ball, just like Alex's engine cover, just like your makeup bag, they're just gone.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, okay. What I was saying was I put in the group chat, I'm like, so either this he just foretold / whatevered the McLaren crash, or we're about to go into World War III because the Grand Slam is not good news.
Oh, yeah, no.
So with everything else going on, World War III could be right there too. Anyway, back to the downers. Let's go ahead and wrap. Luckily, I think we're well over an hour, so I don't think we're an hour and 63 minutes.
An hour and 63 minutes.
Maybe 2 hours. No, we're not that far. I can't read it. They were somewhere, maybe like 110s or whatever. The teens.
After you cut out stuff.
Yeah. We didn't.
Are we going to find 7 minutes to cut?
I was going with the editor's note just to make sure it's not. But yeah. Let's unless there's anything else you got, let's go ahead and wrap up the Canadian Grand Prix weekend. Week off and another week off. So triple header into race week or off race off. Home race for Red Bull. The Red Bull Ring. High end mid race, I'd say. Like, it can have some stuff, but I mean, it's kind of a, you can get your DRS, you can get your dirty air problems. So, but it's got a giant metal bowl, so that's cool.
Yeah, so it's fucking real neato, bud.
Anyway, we're just waiting for silver. We're all waiting for Silverstone, but I'm sure it's great. Who knows? As you said, Max probably doesn't want to race in the British Grand Prix, so might as well give the hometown crowd something to cheer for by taking out a fucking Brit at 120 miles an hour in corner one. I mean, George's willing to do it too, apparently, so. Anyway, that is it. If you wanted to see the picture of the memes, go to our YouTube channel. I will embed them if you're listening to the audio. But yeah, that's about it. You can follow us on Blue Sky and not Twitter. Blue Sky. I still haven't got the new outro yet. I need to talk to Daniel, our talented VOist. But yeah, that's it. As I breathe into the microphone and whisper. That's probably not great. Anyway, let's just end it. Why do we ramble? Why? Why are we? Okay. I think it's something to do with like the neuro, just like you can't end a conversation.
The neuro, we don't like while we talk. Yes, we don't ever just like sit down and talk. Yeah. And now we've got a special interest that we're sitting here talking about, and so we're just fucking going, man. Yeah. We're just going.
Can't just say, all right, bye, then cut it.
Yeah. All right, bye, guys. Have a good day. And just.
Yep, let's cut it off. So let's cut it off here.
Follow the pod everywhere at DSQ Pod.